Hi, welcome to February Stargazing Guide for the Tropical South. If you're living in the Tropical South or visiting the Southern Hemisphere savannas, this is your practical February Stargazing Guide to the night skies. In this video, we'll use illustrations obtained from Stellarium app, which you can also access on the internet through this address. The illustrations show the sky as it appears around 6 degrees south of equator, mid-February, from 9 to 10 p.m. This guide is intended to serve viewers in urban areas as well as dark sky areas. To facilitate this, we start by identifying objects bright enough to be seen by urban viewers, and then use those objects to find dimmer objects. By using this star hopping methodology, you can enjoy stargazing from the backyard of your home in a city and prepare for the objects to watch if you get a chance to visit areas with darker skies. The main constellation chosen for February in this episode is Gemini, the twins, which is at the time and date of this guide found in the northern sky. In addition to finding Gemini, we will see 7 more constellations, namely Auriga, Aries, Perseus, Orion, Taurus, Leo, and Cancer. In the southern sky, we will see the constellations Carina, Puppis, Vela, Dorado, and the Crux. We will also see the large Magellanic Cloud galaxy. Towards the end, we'll look at the position of the planet Jupiter in February 2026 in the northern sky. Let us begin with finding Gemini in the northern sky. Turning north, somewhere between horizon and overhead and slightly to the left here, is a very bright star. This star is Capella, the 6th brightest star in the night sky. Capella is a system of 3 stars located relatively close, about 43 light years away, and is in the constellation Auriga. To the right of Capella is another star not as bright but clearly visible here. This star is called Menkalinan and is the 2nd brightest star in the constellation Auriga. Now, from here, look in the right upward direction to find a pair of stars that looks like this. Connecting these stars with a line should give you this pattern. The pair of stars we have just seen represents the heads of Gemini, the twins. The one on the left is Castor and the other is Pollux. Pollux is the closest orange giant to the Sun, about 34 light years away. If we look further in the overhead and leftward direction, you will see another star that is fairly visible in light polluted sky. This star is called Alhena. Now, Castor, Pollux, and Alhena are in the constellation Gemini. By the way, I am for the moment ignoring the bright object you see in the middle here because it is a planet that wanders about and therefore is not going to be here every February. I'll talk about it towards the end. The rest of stars in Gemini constellation may be too dim to see in light polluted sky. Gemini looks like this. A matchstick image of twins holding hands looking upside down from the southern hemisphere. Back to where we started, look for 4 stars in the upward side of Capella and Menkalinan that connect to form the shape of the constellation Auriga, looking like this. Further up, in the leftward direction, is another very bright reddish star here. This is Aldebaran, a red giant located about 65 light years away. It is the brightest star in the constellation Taurus, the bull. Aldebaran is also referred to as the eye of the bull. The constellation Taurus looks like this. At the end of the projecting line from Aldebaran here is Pleiades, also known as the 7 sisters. Depending on where you are, Pleiades may appear as a fuzzy patch of brightness to naked eye with few distinguishable stars. It is an open cluster located about 444 light years away, containing more than 1,000 stars. To the left downward direction of Auriga, in the northwestern sky, is the constellation Perseus the hero, looking like this. To learn more about this constellation, watch my January video. Between Perseus and Taurus, to the left is a small constellation called Aries here. Orion the Hunter is overhead above Taurus here. Enough with the northern sky for today. Let us now turn to the eastern sky. In this part of the sky, between the horizon and overhead, slightly to your left, you will see 2 distinctly bright stars positioned like this. The one on the left is Aldebaran and the other is Regulus, both in the constellation Leo, the lion. With these 2 stars are other dimmer stars that form the Sickle of Leo asterism, looking like this. This is the front side of the lion's body. The rest of the lion's body is in the lower part, forming a complete shape of Leo, the lion, that looks like this. Leo is the fifth zodiac constellation. Zodiac constellations are those lying along the ecliptic. Viewed from the tropical south, the zodiac constellations appear in the northern sky in February, while the sun appears in the southern sky. This is because during the southern summer months, February included, the ecliptic lies in the southern sky during the day and in the northern sky during the night. To see the pattern of zodiac constellations in February, let us turn back to the northern sky and place the constellation Leo in its position in the northeastern sky here. Out of the 6 constellations we have seen in the northern sky, 3 are zodiac constellations. These are Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Between Gemini and Leo, there is another zodiac constellation called Cancer, whose stars are not as easy to see like those of the other constellations. With Cancer added, now we are looking at the first 5 constellations of zodiac running from west to east along the ecliptic in the northern celestial sphere. Next, let us turn to the southern sky. Looking south and raising your eyes towards overhead, you will see a very bright star somewhere here. This star is called Canopus, the second brightest star in the night sky. Raising your eyes further to overhead, you will see an even brighter star here. This is Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. From Canopus to the right downward direction is another bright star called Achernar here. If you got them right, connecting them with lines will give you this pattern. From Canopus in the leftward direction, there are several bright stars. Out of these, you can see these 4 clearly from a backyard in a city. They give a shape of a cross or diamond, but I prefer to see them as a big cross because there are 3 more crosses in this part of the sky. The false cross asterism here, the diamond cross asterism here, and the southern cross asterism, which is just rising from the southeastern horizon here. Canopus is in the constellation Carina, the keel of the ship, which looks like this. Above Canopus is the constellation Puppis, the stern of the ship, which looks like this. Another constellation in this area is Vela, the sails of the ship between Puppis and Carina here. Carina, Puppis, and Vela are part of the ancient constellation Argo Navis. The southern cross asterism is the Crux constellation. I'll talk more about the Southern Cross in the coming videos. About 1/3 of the distance from Canopus to Achernar is the constellation Dorado, the dolphin fish, elsewhere referred to as swordfish. The stars forming the constellation Dorado are very faint, but it looks like this. The tail of the fish is pointing at the large Magellanic Cloud here, which you might be able to see if you are in a dark sky area. The Large Magellanic Cloud is a satellite galaxy of our home galaxy, the Milky Way, about 160,000 light years away. Each of the objects we have talked about from the beginning to this point remains at fairly the same position in the middle of February around 9 to 10 p.m., 6 degrees south of equator. This is because stars and galaxies are so far away they do not seem to move at all in our lifetime. Planets, on the other hand, keep changing their position relative to other objects, which is the reason they were considered to be wanderers. In February 2026, Jupiter is visible at the time of this guide in the northern sky. It is the brightest object located in the constellation Gemini. Jupiter has been on retrograde since November 11, 2025, an apparent backward motion that will last until March 2026. Thus, if we watch Jupiter day by day, you will note that it is moving westward against the background stars at a slowing speed that will last until March 11, 2026. Afterwards, it will stop and slowly resume its eastward motion. And that brings us to the end of our stargazing guide in the tropical south for February. It is my hope that you have found it helpful. If so, please like. I will also appreciate your comments. Thank you for watching.